What's going on, you guys? Petplatypus here, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the One Punch Man OVA Road to Hero. Not a live reaction this time because I said I'd do the live reaction to make up for the last video of only being a review. I either wrote that in the description or in the comment section. I was like, yeah, I'll do a live reaction to the OVA. It was not worth it. So I just scrapped the live reaction, but that's not to say this is terrible, it's just kind of boring. But what's the story? This takes place roughly, I don't know, maybe a few months, a year into his training. He still has his hair. He's got his little blue tracksuit. He gets it fixed at this dude's shop. And he's obviously not quite as OP as he is later. So that was kind of cool. I liked that he wasn't super overpowered. But that ends up being disappointing anyway later, but I'll get to that. He goes to this dude to get his tracksuit fixed, and the dude wants to make him a costume, and he has like this terrible design, and Saitama makes up excuses as to why he doesn't want it. So what ends up happening is he has to pay rent for his house. There's a reward on taking down these criminals that he already agreed to take down anyway, so his dude he gets the fucking suit fixed by is kind of a friend, so these dudes come in, take money from him. He's gonna have to close down his clothing store. So Saitama's like, alright, I'll go fuck these guys up, tell me where they live. And basically, great joke here, fucking hilarious joke, where it's the apartment he lives in, which is fantastic. And he wants to get the reward for beating these guys up, so he goes in, he takes them all on, and that's pretty much the story. Then he gets his suit at the end, the guy gives him his suit, and it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of boring, honestly. Saitama's still cool. It's still funny. I love that the place was his apartment. I love that he beats up all these bad guys, and then the person he's supposed to pay rent to was getting money from those fucking criminals, so she throws him out for not being able to pay his rent and for that. And then it's just, that was all funny. The suit at the end, when the guy's like, this is my final magnum opus to you, and it's, you know, his suit's so fucking basic, and the dude takes off the wig and he's bald. That was funny. Also the fact that he closed the shop anyway just to retire, that was very funny as well. But other than the comedy, there's really not a lot here. From a technical aspect, it moves kind of slow-paced, honestly, for One Punch Man, and the animation was nothing special. Even for animation that doesn't have crazy action going on, it was still very, very basic animation. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. What else is I'm like, there's like almost nothing to even review because it's so, like, nothing happens in this special. Like, from a technical aspect, like I said, the pacing was pretty slow for One Punch Man. The animation was subpar for One Punch Man. And what's the other thing I talk about? I'm totally drawing story progression. There really isn't any because it's a flashback. It's how he got his suit. It's really not that big of a deal. And he says, like, oh yeah, the suit's important to me. He's telling the story to Genos at the end of the episode, but that's literally it. There's not a lot of story progression. It's practically filler. The actual fighting we get is lame. You'd expect, oh, Saitama's like, he's strong enough to beat dudes up, but he's not overpowered yet, so we might actually get a good fight. It's not. This dude starts whipping at him. He blocks all the whips. It starts off pretty cool. Then he hears the word reward, and he one-punches him off-screen or beats him up off-screen. And that was very disappointing. In my live reaction, I was just like, wow, really? An off-screen finish? So it's just, it's honestly very disappointing. When I hear the name Road to Hero, and I see that he still has his hair, I'm assuming we're going to see some training. I'm assuming we're going to see maybe him fight, like, one of the creatures that he fights, you know, in the current timeline, the current storyline, except now he's, you know, he's weaker, so he'll still win, but it's a bit more of a struggle. Maybe it takes 2 or 3 punches. Something big, and it really isn't. It's just how he got his suit, and it's just this really basic, boring story. So overall, I'd probably give it, on an enjoyment level, it's like a 6 out of 10. And honestly, the technical aspects of it don't really raise it much higher, because as I said, it's pretty subpar by One Punch Man standards for the most part. So yeah, it's just like a 6.5 maybe, you know? It's not terrible, but it's like just kind of disappointing when you see the title and see that he's younger, and especially since even setting aside what I was hoping it would be, setting all that aside, what it is like filler. So it's just I don't know if this was in the manga and they skipped these chapters and put them in an OVA, or if this was completely made by Madhouse or what, but I found it to be kind of dull and just not that interesting. And if people liked it, go ahead. I have no idea. I haven't watched any reviews for this OVA, if anyone's made any, so I don't know what people's thoughts are on it. All I will say, though, is it is funny. It does have that One Punch Man comedy. Oh, another really funny joke is the part where he's watching some bullshit on TV, and then when he fights the bad guy later, the bad guy explains his abilities, and he's like, oh yeah, I know, I saw it on TV. And then it cuts back and shows you what he was watching. And at first you just think it's some bullshit randomly on TV just to be there. And then he actually calls back to it later in the episode. So that was funny. And yeah, like I said, him actually living at that apartment, that was hilarious. But other than those things, it is just kind of meh. It's a very meh, special. I didn't love it. Didn't hate it, didn't quite think it was good, didn't quite think it was bad. It was just kind of subpar, just kind of meh. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. So, thanks for watching this video. Tell me what you guys thought of the One Punch Man Road to Hero OVA in the comment section below. Follow me on Instagram, I post things there sometimes. Give this video a thumbs up, that would help me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, or if you like what you've seen here, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.